Howdy YouTube, Darlington Farm here. Got the first project here of 2013. You might be looking at that and seeing all that stovepipe, all the stovepipe here, and all this other stovepipe, and wonder to yourself, what in the heck is that maniac doing? I'm changing over the way my dust collector lines run. This is the kind of how I have it set up now. I've got a drop over here for my drum sander, up and then over, and then I've got one here, and then flexi hoses that go to my planer, and my jointer over here. And until it burned out, I had a, actually it was a Harbor Freight. I think in the video I said it was a Grizzly. It was green, but it was in fact a Harbor Freight blower down there that would, boost it up. And then it goes all the way around the shop, and then down and over and back to my dust collector, all in 4-inch lines. And it never really was that great. I never kind of envisioned it getting as big as it did. Initially, it was just one line down here, and then I put a drop for my bandsaw, and then I put a drop for my CNC, and then I ran this over here because I got tired of running flex hoses over. And then by the time the dust collector or the suction gets here, there's not really all that much. The 4-inch is really not big enough. Plus, static with PVC here. If you're running PVC like this, or if you're thinking about it, and if you're not going to do a huge amount of work with it, it's fine. In fact, this setup here, I only had a problem with it when I was running my planer and I was running a lot of wood through it. This pipe here, we can see all the dust there stuck to it. Built up one hell of a charge where once you walked by, it would, before I put the ground wire on there, it would zap you. And then you could just kind of feel the hair on your hand, on your head, everything kind of poof out, just like kind of like a Van de Graaff generator. Anyway, so yes, I put this piece of copper on there, and that seemed to have fixed the problem. At least you didn't notice the static on the outside. After my blower burned out, I cut about 6 inches, or probably about 3 feet or so of this pipe off. And as soon as my Sawzall made it through there, it arced from the blade, which was right about here, all the way down to the bed of my jointer. So I just, in effect, made just like a giant capacitor, with this piece of PVC here. Now again, if you're not running that, in that same day I ran about 500 board feet of wood through my planer here. So, I mean, if you're just doing a few boards, I wouldn't worry about it, but big volume there, lots of static. And then the next day, I didn't have time to change it over. We were trying to run as much flooring as we possibly could while I had help. Same thing happened, except a little bit differently. I was using the hose here just to kind of sweep up stuff on the ground, sucked up a big wad of stuff, and it jammed up in here. So I put my hand up in here to try and dislodge the, clog. Not a good idea. It zapped me, and then I was standing right about here, had my hand up in here. It arced my hand, and then it came out of my leg down here over to the jointer. In fact, there's actually a burn mark on my pants there, and I couldn't feel my fingers, and this arm was kind of numb for the rest of the day and part of the next day. So yeah, I decided right then, I'm changing this. Anyway, so yeah, enough long-winded sort of explanation. This is 26 gauge. This is not house ductwork. This is flue, which is part of the reason why it's black too. That's all I had enough of. Anyway, so yeah, 26 gauge pipe here is the same thing you'd get from Oneida or someplace like that. I thought about getting some spiral ductwork, but until I move out of this building, I didn't really want to put the money into it, so I just decided to, come on camera, focus. I just decided to go ahead and get some of this. Pretty inexpensive. I mean, this whole wad of stuff here was about $200, so not too bad. But it should greatly, improve my my performance here, because I'm going from 4-inch all the way around, up and then down to I'm running 6-inch. Sadly, the Super Dust Deputy here has a 5-inch out port. I wish it was a bit bigger than that. I don't know if they just expect you to run, a smaller dust collector on it or what. I really just need to ditch this whole setup here and get a 5-horse Cyclone, but I kind of, again, don't really want to put the money into it right now. But yeah, that's kind of my end thing. Will either be a 5.5 or a 7.5, or a 5-horse or a 7.5 horse Cyclone. And I am getting one with a airlock on the bottom of it. This changing cans is too much of a pain in the butt. You know, it's fine if you're just running the table saw or doing light stuff, but you know, when you're cranking through here with, you know, one day we went through, I think it was 16 cans worth of planer chips. This is too much of a pain in the butt. So, new building, I'm just putting a farm auger underneath here and having it go outside to a pile. But anyway, yeah, so right now what I do have, my dust collector here has an 8-inch port coming out, and I probably will go ahead and order some ductwork here to change that over. That's just sitting on there. Again, it's not the greatest. I think I'm just going to run some 8-inch 23 gauge over here to the top of this, and then run it down into the 6-inch there, just to kind of maximize the airflow, and then the same over here. I think I'm going to get rid of this loop here as long as this works okay. And just run 6-inch straight down there, and then run probably a 5-inch line over for my table saw. I really am kind of tired of not having the best dust collection. But anyway, that's what I'm up to today. I'll take some more video here as I go along, but just trying to give everybody an idea of what this is going to look like. Kind of a crazy contraption in here. I'm just going to go up, over, and then down. And then I need to order some blast gates as well, but I think I'm just going to split it off like kind of like this, where I have one here for my jointer that'll probably just leave like this because it you know, seems to be working okay, and then I'll just run a straight 5-inch over reducer from the 6 to a 5 to the jointer here, or the planer here. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get to work. I'll take some more video here and stay tuned.